Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Casey, and today the reading that I'm bringing you guys is all about what is the ideal career for you. Now, for some of you, an ideal career might be what makes you the most money. For others, you're looking for what brings you the most personal fulfillment. Maybe you want to help other people. For some of you, you want something that allows you to explore and travel. So what exactly is going to come through is what you would think is ideal. So I'm not going into this saying like what's going to be the best career that helps you take care of other people or what's the best career that's going to make you the most money. It's going to be the career that you would most enjoy, the thing that you would find most ideal to wake up and do every day, and the thing that you would want to do, for a good chunk of your life. I don't think that you have to have one career for your entire life, but it is something that you gotta make money somehow. So today I have 3 separate readings for you to choose from. Pile 1 with the Labradorite, Pile 2 with the Rose Quartz, and Pile 3 with the Crazy Lace Agate. So go ahead and pause, figure out which reading you feel most drawn to. I'll leave timestamps down in the description box below so you can quickly jump to whichever reading that you want to listen to. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, Pile 1. If you chose the Labradorite, then this is going to be the reading for you. Now I want to start off by saying that what I'm seeing here in the cards is basically showing me the kind of life that you want to live. So I'm going to throw out a couple different career ideas, but of course you can use your own intuition and your own thoughts to kind of decide what you would want to do given what I'm saying here, and this will make a little bit more sense as we go on. But basically, a quick overview of what I'm seeing here in the cards is what you really value out of this life, truly above all else, is your family, the connection that you have to your friends, the connection that you have to your own body, to your own soul, your spirituality, the connection that you have to life and to nature. And so what I mean here, what I'm trying to say is like you might need to be able to figure out this ideal career on your own, is because some of the ideas that were coming up in my mind were like your own home is your own homestead. It's your own farm. A lot of the things that you eat, you grow in your own garden, and the money that you make on the side is like maybe you raise bees and you sell honey, or maybe you like make your own like arts and crafts, or maybe like you're a yoga instructor on the weekends, and so like it's a very low-key thing. I don't think that you want your job to be your life. I think that you want to live your life and, still have money to enjoy creature comforts, but you don't want your career to be the focus of your life. So that's why I'm saying here, like, you might need to figure out what works best for you. For some of you, I think, like I said, like homesteading. Maybe you want to live off of the fruits of your own labor rather than working for a paycheck and then going to the grocery store to buy foods. Maybe you grow your own foods. Maybe you live in a community where everybody like trades amongst one another. Like, I was on vacation in Alaska recently, and I went on this horseback riding tour, and up in Alaska, it's so rural that there's not like a Target around the corner. You have to drive a few hours if you want to get to like a big grocery store. So with a lot of the people out there, they would hunt for their food, they would forage, or they would farm, and then they would trade amongst each other. Like, oh yeah, I hunted this elk, here's some meat, I'll trade you some meat for I don't know, some tools or something like that. So maybe that's the kind of life that you want to live, where you don't want to subscribe to this 9 to 5 wasting away at a job until you retire. Maybe what you want is to live off the land. It's just to enjoy life, enjoy your family. I think especially if you were to stay in a 9 to 5, or if you're in one right now, you feel very chained down and you keep telling yourself like, you know what, I just need to work a little bit longer and then I can finally be able to run off and have this life like the one that I'm talking about. But if you really want to, you can get up and go and try and make it work. I mean, you're not going to have the most creature comforts if you don't have a ton of money, but you can make it work. Like I keep seeing videos on my YouTube feed where there's this guy that dropped everything and he moved to Alaska. Maybe Alaska is somewhere you'd like, because that keeps coming up for some reason. But he dropped everything. He's gonna build his own house out there. He's never done it. And this guy doesn't have a lot of money. Like, he's driving around in a beater truck, but he's making it work. And so I encourage you to like look up videos like that, see how people did that, because I think that you're somebody, you don't enjoy like workplace competition and how everybody will step on each other to like climb their way up the ladder. You don't enjoy having to wake up early and work for someone else. You want to work for yourself. And I think you really do value friendships, you really value your family, and those are the kinds of people that you want to spend time with, not coworkers that you don't care about. And I think staying in a job like that would make you feel chained down a lot. And you're somebody that just wants to explore, just see what life has to offer, make connections with people that matter, enjoy good foods, living in nature. I think that you're somebody that just really wants to connect to earth, connect to your own body, connect to a community that you care about. And so finding a place in the world where you can enjoy that. Like I said, I don't think Alaska is the only place, but since it is so rural, it's like people have to depend on each other out there to like, trade back and forth resources because there is no grocery store around the corner, And maybe that's what you want, but it also doesn't have to be that extreme. Maybe you live somewhere where you go to the grocery store every few weeks just for essentials that you can't get yourself, but the rest you grow on your own. Maybe you have like an online shop where you sell things, or maybe you're into pottery, so you have a pottery class and that's how you get a little bit of money. Or like I said, maybe you're a yoga instructor. I think these are all things that you would enjoy because they give you the freedom to live the life that you want. So pile one, I know that was very quick. I'm sorry that I couldn't give you a more concrete answer on what the ideal career would be like, but I think that if this really resonates with you and you are saying to yourself like, yeah, that is the kind of life that I want to live, it is possible for you to find that. I think the world, at least in the Western world, it really scares us into believing that we have to have a 9 to 5, we have to go along with everything that society does in order to survive. But there's a lot more ways to live still. There are ways where, you won't be making a ton of money like if you got a lawyer job or some corporate job, but if you got enough to just get your essentials and take care of yourself and put food on the table, I think that you could still be very happy. And it's all about what fulfills you. So if you have trouble like letting go of judgments of others and feeling like your life needs to look a certain way, well, that'll be for a different video, I guess. But I guess what I have to tell you here today is your life is your own to live. And when you get to the end of your life, do you want to say, I lived for myself or I lived for everyone else? And I think that you're going to want to say that you lived for yourself. So, pile one, that's everything that I have for you here today. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Alright, pile two, if you chose the rose quartz, then this is going to be the reading for you. Now, just like pile one, I think that you are getting a message here of what your ideal life would be like to live. Not so much a career, because I don't think that you'd want your career to be the sole focus of your life, but I think that your pile is going to be slightly different from pile one's. If you felt drawn to pile one, maybe you'll want to check that out. But pile two, what I see here today is you are somebody that likes change. I think that you get bored of stale and stagnant places and jobs very quickly. I think that you'd want to move on to a lot of things. I think that you'd be into traveling for your job. And what I see here in the cards more than anything is you're all about exploring. If you have a certain idea of, I want to go to this place, you'd find a way to make it happen that you could travel to there and maybe work along the way. I also see that you could be somebody that would be very into having like passive income of some kind. So you might be interested in investments. I don't advocate for day trading. I used to do that. It is very much like gambling. But I think maybe if you invested in real estate, maybe if you, some people don't really approve of this, but if you were like a landlord or something, or if you ran like Airbnbs, you'd have that passive income and it would allow you to kind of chase after whatever it is that your heart desires in the moment. Because I think that your heart and your soul are always longing for different adventures, different things to explore. Like in my mind, I'm seeing like you could want to travel to India, for instance, just to see what it's like there, to try the food. And then the next week you're like, I want to go to China, and then you're like, I want to go to Korea, but then maybe you're like, you know what, I want to just go and chill back home for a little while. And it's like, you might get these bursts of, I want to go and explore and see this and have these opportunities here. But then there's other times where you're like, you know what, I just want to chill and like relax and not do a lot, just stay home for a while. I feel like you'd live that kind of life where it's like on and off, but when you do get those moments where you want to go and explore, you want the freedom to do so. And I think that you would really hate stagnancy of having the same job. So for some of you, like I said, maybe you have passive income coming in if you are interested in investing in real estate. Maybe for some of you, I don't know, you win the lottery or you come from money. I don't think that money is going to be a big issue for you. And you will have some sort of passive income of some kind. If you don't have money right now, you might want to look into finding ways to create passive income, because I see that for your life, you have a big desire to explore and experience all the things that you want to experience, basically. But I also see that you don't want to have to deal with like stresses of not having enough money. So it could be important for you to get a job here and there, but I really don't see you being comfortable staying in the same spot for too long. But it's not a bad thing. I don't think that you have to stay at one job for a long time. Maybe you work as a barista for a little while, save up some money, and then go traveling again. And then you come back and you work at like a bookstore, and then you become like a yoga instructor. And, you're just, saving up money like here and there so that you can go off and explore again. And it's like you flip-flop between those two things. And I don't think that you would need to have one specific like 9 to 5 for the rest of your life. I see you trying like all sorts of different things. Something else that I could see you possibly being interested in is being like a digital creator of some kind, especially if you're traveling a lot. People like seeing videos about that, and that could be a way that you create like quote unquote passive income through like posts, AdSense, or whatnot. But basically what I'm seeing for you here is your career is not the major focus of your life. Living your life is. And I think that there's a lot you want to experience. Maybe you want to backpack across Europe. Maybe you want to climb Mount Everest or Mount Kilimanjaro. And it's like you work so that you can do those things, and then you quit your job and you go and do it. Like, you're not like working forever and then you're like, okay, finally when I retire I can do all these things. You're like, you don't have to have the same job until you're 60 and then you can retire. You just work for a little bit until you can afford a plane ticket, and then you go and explore, and then you come back home and you work a little bit more. And and I think that's a perfectly valid life to live, and honestly, I think that's what would fulfill you the most, because what you want above all else is freedom and the ability to explore. And like I said, passive income could be something that allows you to live this kind of life. Definitely look into real estate investment. That's something that I used to look into. It can be a little morally ambiguous, especially if like you're a landlord trying to like take as much money as possible from your renters. I don't think that something like that is necessarily okay, but like running an Airbnb, a little vacation spot for people to stay, gives you a little bit of change on the side so that you can go and explore. I think that that's something that could fit you well. Or like I said, being a digital creator where you vlog or post videos of your travels, and then people follow that and you get sponsorships, stuff like that. Or like I said, you just come home every few months, work for a little bit till you can afford your next plane ticket, and then you're off again. But I think that that's the kind of life that you would enjoy to live. So pile 2, I'm sorry that it didn't say anything super specific, but really what I'm seeing here is the kind of life that you'd want to live. And I don't think that your career is a life. I think your career is a means to an end to live the life that you want. And I think that you agree with that sentiment. I think that if this is really resonating with you, then I highly encourage you to look into ways that you could support this kind of lifestyle that you want to live, because I think that you're definitely a very adventurous kind of person, a very spontaneous person, and the worst thing that you could do for yourself is tie yourself down and never let yourself explore all the things that you want to explore. So, pile 2, that is everything that I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Alright, pile 3, last but certainly not least. If you chose the Crazy Lace Agate, then this is going to be the reading for you. Now, after doing all 3 readings and now seeing your cards, all these readings kind of have the same sort of idea here, where your career is not the focus of your life. I think, all 3 of you have all 3 readings definitely have specifics about how they want to live. Like pile 2 is like, I want to work here for a little bit and then go explore again and go back home to work a little bit so I have enough money for my next plane ticket. Pile 1 was like wanting to live off your own homestead, wanting to have your own farm so that you don't need to rely on a job, you're only relying on yourself. And for you, following that same sort of vein, I think that you're somebody that doesn't want to live to work. You want to have a job on the side to make you a little bit of money, but your life is all about exploring. And I think especially exploring nature. Like as soon as the first card fell out, I got this picture in my mind of like a park ranger. Like maybe you're somebody that wants to be a park ranger here and there, or maybe you want to go work on a ranch. Like I see lots of TikToks of this one woman, I forget her name, but maybe you've seen her if you have TikTok, where she just goes and works around at different ranches, riding horses, herding cattle, and like training horses, and like that looks like such a cool life, being a literal cowboy in this day and age. And I feel like you're into that. Like you don't want to live the kind of life where you sit at a computer from 9 to 5, wake up, do that, wake up, do that until the day that you die. I think that that would kill you long before you're supposed to die. And I think that's something that you really enjoy is exploring nature and also exploring your own soul. And what I mean by that is like introspection, meditation. I think that you're definitely a very spiritual kind of person and you're very in tune with how your body feels. And you can tell that if you're not enjoying a certain space, it'll like start killing you a lot faster. Like it's not going to take a long time for you to realize that you don't enjoy where you are currently. And if you're not enjoying where you are, you want to move on fast. And you want the freedom to be able to do so. You don't want to be tied down by a job. Something that kind of came to mind but doesn't necessarily need to apply here is like kids. Like maybe you don't want to be tied down by kids. Some people, it is possible to lead this kind of life with kids. It is a little bit more complicated. But basically the sentiment here is you don't want to be tied down. You want to be able to explore. You want to be able to run off to Yosemite National Park and be a park ranger for a few months and then go and live in a commune for a while and then go to South America and, I don't know, work with the Red Cross or work at a national park. I don't know. You want to explore. You want to see what the world has to offer. You see something in a video and you're like, I wonder what it would be like to go there. And then you just go there because you can. And I think the last thing that you would want is to have your whole life revolve around money. I think that you're somebody that, I mean, everybody loves creature comforts. We love the ability to just be able to go to the grocery store and buy whatever we want. But I think you would much more value the experiences that you can get out of life rather than having a big bank account to buy whatever you want, have whatever you want, because the trade-off there is not being able to explore. So I think that you're somebody that you'd want money here and there, but you don't want to have to give up your life to work for it. You want to be able to run to the next country over as soon as you get like the whim or the desire to check something out. Maybe you want to go climb a mountain. You're like, I want to go and do that. You don't want a job tying you down. You don't want responsibilities tying you down. You just want to be able to get up and go. And I think that this current day and age makes it seem like this kind of life is impossible to lead, especially because there's such an emphasis on complete high school, go to college, start a 9-to-5 job, work there until you're 60, and then you can retire and finally do everything that you want to do. No, I don't think that you have to do that. There are a lot of people that are just park rangers, you know, moving around from different national parks, working on certain seasons, or like I said, that woman on TikTok that works at different ranches, like out in nature, working with animals. There is definitely something that you could do that allows you to travel from place to place and make money along the way. You know, maybe for you it looks like working odd jobs in the different places that you travel to, but I think that you could make it work, and that would be so much more fulfilling to you than being tied down, feeling restricted. You're a very spontaneous soul. You're somebody that wants to get up and go when you have the idea come to you. Like with the Hangman reversed and the Judgment card. Judgment to me is like a moment where you suddenly get this idea of like, I need to go do that. Obviously there's other interpretations of the card, but like for you, I feel like as soon as you get it in your head that there's something that you want to do, the longer that you sit with it, the worse that you feel. it's like you want to get up and do it right away. You don't want to have to wait. You don't want to have to long for it. You don't want to feel like you're tied down and like you can't go do that thing. You want to get up and do it. You want to be a free soul. So, maybe van life is something that you're into. And like I said, I think I said in pile 2, there's definitely ways to make money on the road. Maybe it's passive income. I talked a little bit about passive income in pile 2 if you want to check that out. But also if you were a digital creator, maybe you're vlogging or posting videos about what van life is like or what it's like to be a park ranger. There are so many people in the world that wish that they could live like that. And if you live like that and post videos like that, millions of people would flock to those videos. Like that chick that I was talking about, that she posts videos of moving from ranch to ranch. She has so many followers because there's so many people like you who are just like, God, I wish that I could do that. And she makes money off that TikTok. She's also like a photographer and stuff, but a lot of the reason that her work has blown up and she's able to get these many jobs is because she posted online. And there are people just like you who want to live this kind of life, flying around the globe, doing different stuff on a whim. You could make it happen. You don't have to sacrifice every creature comfort. It doesn't mean that you're going to be panhandling on the side of the road to try and get money. It's definitely possible. I think you're just going to have to find what works for you. So I'm sorry that I wasn't able to give you like an exact idea of what the ideal career would be for you, but that's because I don't think that there is one specific career for you. I think that it could be many different things that you do. And it's not like your career is the center of your life, like I said. It's just a means to an end to allow you to do the exploration that your soul desires. So, pile 3, that is everything that I have for you here today. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. I hope that this reading finds you when you need it the most. But that is everything that I have. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.